Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Happy on Purpose. I'm your host, Janesse Pearson. Today's conversation is one that touches on something deeply human: belonging, possibility, and what can happen when someone refuses to accept the limits the world places on others. My guest today is Elizabeth Eckert. Is that how you say it last name? Is that it right?
Yeah.
Executive Director of the Diversity Den Society, a grassroots nonprofit. Well, now you're a charitable,
That's
a
right.
registered charitable, how do you say it?
Just a registered charity.
Registered charity.
Yeah.
Working to change how employers and communities see people with diverse abilities. Elizabeth's inspiration began close to home with her son, Anakin. Wanting to help create opportunities, connection, and meaningful participation, she helped build something remarkable: a welcoming community space and program cafe called Pup N Cup Cafe, where volunteers with diverse abilities run the shop and where people gather to explore art, music, digital skills, and friendship. It's a story about a mother's belief, a community coming together, and what becomes possible when we start seeing people for their strengths rather than their limitations. Elizabeth, I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be such a great conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we won't start at the very, very beginning of your life.
Definitely no.
But I do really like to start with, what would you like people to know about your son, Anakin, and the early experiences that shaped the path you're on today?
Anakin is my favorite topic in the world.
Yes, I'll bet. A mother's favorite topic.
Always.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. He's a remarkable young man, and he has taught me the majority of the most important things in my life that I have learned have come from him. And I think the biggest inspiration that he gave me was to never give up.
Oh, wow.
And to find joy in everything, no matter what. Yeah. And so I worked in the field with people with diverse abilities before I had Anakin. So I was well aware of the barriers and the sort of the stigmas and the view of people with diverse abilities in all areas of society. So I was not, I knew what people thought.
Right.
But I didn't know it deep inside of my heart until I had Anakin.
Yeah, right.
And I started to see that ableism in the medical systems, school systems, right from people saying, why did you even keep him? Why did you keep fighting for him? And I'm thinking, I can't believe that's a question.
Yes, yeah.
But so right from that to just the smaller barriers, like, oh, he can't participate in this. Sorry, because, he has hydrocephalus, he might hit his head, or, he can't see, or, he doesn't speak like the other kids do, or, it was always just these comments that were shrouded in, oh, we're just looking out for Anakin.
Right.
But it wasn't. They were not looking out for Anakin. So that's when it really became so very real to all of us, just the world around us and what it meant to be a person like Anakin in that world. And, as a mother, you're like, oh.
I can't. Yeah, because the mama bear would come out every time, but you also have to, I would imagine, be in a position of education all the time.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Very much, yes. I mean, I did all the educating at the schools. They didn't want him in the school system in the beginning. And, I'd have to go to school with him for the first 2 months of every year. I had to go in and put tape on the stairs so he could see the steps. And yeah, so.
How many years ago was this? I'd like to do, because.
Well, he's 24.
Okay.
So he's been at school since he was 17.
Do you think things have changed for the better in our school system as far as accessibility and inclusion?
Yeah, I would say quite a lot. Okay. My granddaughter also has autism, and she is in the school system now, and they have been absolutely remarkable with her.
That's good.
Yeah, so I've seen some dramatic changes.
Yeah. I ask selfishly. Yeah. My kids are both my daughters are education assistants. Oh. So I'm always like, what did you learn? What did you, what do you see? What's happening? And I feel like their languaging is so much further ahead than us Gen Xers. Yeah. It's like we just didn't know.
Exactly.
There was the special rooms.
Yes.
There might be 3 people in there.
Yes.
you know, when I was in school. And then,
Yeah.
of course, being in the field that I'm in, I learned better.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to hear that
Yeah.
in our school district 22,
Yeah.
things are shaping
Yeah.
up. I mean, there's room for improvement.
Always.
There's
Always.
always room for improvement.
Yeah.
But it speaks to our little community.
It
So
does.
that's good.
It does, very much
When
so.
Anakin was growing up, what were some of the barriers or assumptions you started noticing about how the world would treat people with diverse abilities? You kind of touched on it, but what if you were to say were the top two?
I think that they will never achieve anything that society would consider remarkable or not become a productive member of society.
There's that word.
Yeah, there's
little
that
tongue
word.
in cheek. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's the biggest theme is, oh, you know, they have a diverse ability, whatever. Okay, they can join in, everything's fine. But they don't really contribute, do they?
Right.
You know, I wonder why they can't contribute to their maximum potential.
Yeah, when there's already that much stigma going in.
Yeah.
I wonder if it is just in a lot of ways because it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like now I feel like there is more visibility around people
Yes.
with, you know, chronic illness as well as
Yeah.
disability, or what do you call them? Diverse abilities.
Yes.
I'm trying to manage my
That's
lingo.
okay.
No,
Yeah.
but it's a nicer way because it is. It's just diverse. It doesn't mean that it's different necessarily. It's just diverse.
Yeah.
Now that we understand autism and ADHD and the spectrum, it's like, who isn't?
Oh my
Who
gosh,
isn't?
I know. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're trying to move away from, you know, autism itself being a ability, meaning bad,
Right.
that it is simply a way of being, just like I have, well, now white hair, I guess, and somebody else may have red hair.
Right.
You know, that is literally just a difference of being,
Yeah.
not a bad thing.
Right.
You know.
And taking the time to get to know people that have, which is why I think it is important to note that the Pup N Cup Cafe is open to anyone.
Absolutely.
And I think that is a good thing to take, you know, even young children or, you know, there's a nice place to go to teach or just to witness.
Yeah.
Just to be in space with.
Absolutely.
Which already, even me saying that sounds like, you know, othering. But I think we do need to do some education pieces of just normalizing.
Yeah, just to see that, you know, people are people.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have to put people into little boxes and categorize them to help us understand them.
Yeah.
It's not our right. Like, we have no right to do that.
Right.
It doesn't matter if we understand them. If we want to understand them, then we should do some research or ask some questions.
Right.
But to categorize them and just automatically make those blanket assumptions.
Yeah.
Is a terrible thing.
I mean, coming from a counseling background, I can say with certainty, most people don't even know themselves, you know, or how to change themselves or how to be, you know, with themselves. So you just give some openness and awareness that you might not understand, but you don't understand your partner. You don't understand your kids.
Exactly.
It just is a different lens to look through.
Yeah. And something I see a lot is I think people are resistant to wanting to understand people with diverse abilities because they see things in them that make them question things within themselves.
Oh,
and
interesting.
that makes them uncomfortable. This person is free enough to wear clothes that don't match or to speak in ways that are not socially appropriate or to have dreams that are not within the realm of what we would consider reality. I don't like that. I don't like that they can do that because I don't do that. What does that say about me? So I don't want to think about that concept. So I'm just going to turn it back on them. They're weird. There's something different about them.
Yeah.
But is there, you know?
Again, you know, if you look inside everybody's heads, there's a lot going on in there that we don't understand. So just having that awareness. What was the word productive member of society? I would put a little pin in my head about that. What do you like? Let's talk just a little bit more about that, because I do feel like I say I'm a reluctant conformist and a ridiculous optimist, because I think I was just wired that way to sort of question, why are we all wearing the same? Why are the houses all beige? You know, and then you go to another culture or country, and you have to pivot.
Yes.
You have to understand.
Yeah.
So what being a productive member of society is outside of the go to school, conform, get a good job, white picket fence, marry somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
bring us back to those traditional norms and values.
Right. Traditional.
You know, and you're productive when you work and you pay taxes. And a lot of it boils down to, do they financially contribute or do they financially drain?
Money is a big thing.
It is huge, because then people say, well, I pay taxes to pay for PWD. So therefore, this person who has a diverse ability is taking money from society. So they're not productive because they're not paying in.
Right, they're not contributing.
Therefore, it in turn makes people look at them in a negative, moral negative light, because not only are you different and we don't understand you and you make us feel uncomfortable about our own selves, but you are the reason why I pay taxes.
Right.
And these are the things I've heard for years.
It makes me feel sad.
Yep.
Actually.
Me too.
I had early days, I think you guys had just opened your doors, and honestly, the way I live my life, people say, well, how did you end up even doing this show? Or how did you end up and I never know. I just follow my nose or my heart 90% of the time. So it was I'd seen it on Facebook or something. I was down in that area. I'm like, where is this place? Oh, there's Brown's. I think it was Brown's Transport. Okay, should I go? Right. And I met, I think she might be your daughter.
Yes, my daughter, Deirdre.
She actually worked with one of my daughters, I think at Parkwood a while back. But I digress. But and I went in and she was just so gracious and so well spoken. I mean, obviously she's running the shop. Yeah. And then I can't remember who was with her, somebody that does the crocheting there.
Lexi.
Yeah. Oh, I should know that because that's my daughter's name.
Oh,
she was amazing. And the coffee was delicious and the environment was amazing. And there was art and there was things that people have created. So then I think, well, that is productive.
Yes.
It's all productive.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Was there a particular moment when you realized something needed to change, that you couldn't just accept the way things were? And having been on your website, I think I have an idea of the story, but let's tell the listeners.
Well, I mean, when I worked in the field, I always wanted to advocate, and I knew that things needed to be changed then. But you just roll with it because it's your career.
Right.
And then again, like I said, when I had Anakin, things very much changed, because then that's my child that they are segregating and dismissing as a human and refusing to place value on. That's my son, you know. So things really started to change then. And days worth of stories of things that we've battled just with doctors and so I felt it grow in me over the period of time of raising him, and I chose as many moments as I could to educate and advocate and make changes within the school systems, not for only Anakin, but other kids that were in a similar situation as him. And then again, I worked in the field, so I had a little bit more play in there. So I started to make some changes in those areas. Like, what do you mean we're telling them what they're allowed to wear? Why do we have that? Why are we doing this? Again, to make us feel better, right?
Yeah.
So I slowly made changes in as many areas as I could. But with Anakin, it was a fight.
Right.
It was, I literally lived for this.
Yeah.
And I still do. Like literally still do.
Purpose and meaning.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. And then I just started seeing that there's so many Anakins out there.
Yeah.
And something has to happen. This is wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. All the people that will come after him.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I feel like it's so much bigger than just. How did you
Yeah.
come to the name Anakin?
Oh my. My ex-husband, Star Wars fan,
Okay.
and we had a bet. I thought I was having a girl. He thought I was having a boy, and I had a boy. So that means he chose the name.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, you're a woman of honor.
Yes, yes. It's grown on me.
I love it.
As long as nobody calls him Annie, I'm okay.
Oh, gosh, right, of course. The nicknaming.
Yes, yes, but no, it's grown on me, and now we're a huge Star Wars family. So
It worked.
yeah,
It worked
it
out all right.
did. It
Yeah,
did.
I love it.
Yeah.
At what point did the idea for Diversity Den begin to take shape?
That was Anakin.
Yeah.
And we were all sort of at a little bit of a crossroads. Now, my health hadn't been awesome. I had been diagnosed with MS in 2018, so life changed a lot then. But it continued to change with relapses and such. So my health was a little bit precarious. Anakin's health ended up taking a little bit more drastic of a turn. So needed very close 24-hour monitoring. So it was no longer that I could go to work all day and he could just hang out with his support worker. It was no, mom needed to be around a whole lot more. And I thought, how am I going to do this and keep a career?
Oh boy, yeah.
Yes, can't bring him to work with me. And then I was like, well, maybe I can.
Yeah.
So maybe
Get
we
real
should
creative.
create the work.
Yeah.
And at the same time, my daughter was going through a little bit of a transition in her own life. And so we all sat around over a cup of coffee and we thought, what can we do?
Yeah.
What can we do to keep us all together where we can all support each other, but make change, be an impact, a positive impact? And Anakin's like, well, why don't we just rent a gigantic building for us all to do all the things that we love? And at first I laughed at him, but then I thought, well, he's not wrong.
There, yeah.
And it just grew. Our original goal was the Diversity Den without the cafe.
Okay.
And then we thought, we're never going to fund it. So we thought we need a moneymaker.
Yeah.
And we're all drinking coffee. So my daughter holds up her coffee and she goes, what about a cafe? Anakin's like, yeah.
That could work.
I was like, yeah. And that was it.
The best ideas, right? On a napkin over a cup of coffee.
Something simple.
Yeah, it checks all the boxes, purpose, meaning, drive, and I mean the truth. You needed income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all needed to be able to support each other.
Yeah.
And to be together and help each of us through all the things that we were going through. But at the same time, what an amazing opportunity to help others. So why not?
Win-win.
Right.
Those are my favorite businesses. I'm big on, I probably use it wrong, but I say karma bank. I tell my kids all the time, you must keep that karma bank full because kindness begets kindness, however that looks. And it shows up every time. And I think when businesses, so goosebumpy.
I know.
When businesses have that as their mission is just to do something good for community with the purpose being of helping, supporting, and advocating for whatever that looks like. It can be as simple as wanting to see every woman with really nice eyebrows. Awesome. You go start a business, you love eyebrows, you do eyebrows, right? Whatever it is. But when it comes with that meaning and that drive,
it's huge.
So good.
It
so
is.
good. And so, yeah, we talked about where it is. It's in the, I always get it wrong, but it's Brown's Transport.
It is.
Okay.
Yes. Brown's Transport and Storage.
Okay. Down on, is that,
40, it's off of Okanagan Landing on 43rd Street.
On 43rd Street. Okay. Yeah. And super welcoming. Such a great little place.
It is.
Starting a nonprofit. So we'll start there and then you can walk us through. Creating a community space. That's really no small thing. So what were some of the early challenges you faced while trying to bring that vision to life? Because when you're speaking, I'm like, okay, so you've got to figure out how to bring your child to work at any age, whatever age. You've got to figure out how to earn an income. You've got your own health issues. There's that your child has health issues. How on earth how did you do that?
Dog training.
Okay, I'm like, because that is a lot for anyone. Never mind.
Yeah, so I'm a dog trainer too. Okay. And the great thing about the location and the reason why we chose the location, because a lot of people ask, why did we choose that location? The answer is dog training. Okay. So I originally rented the space and immediately started running classes. So making money via dog training. Anakin can come with me, unless he was with my daughter or his support worker. And then that allowed me to pay the rent for the building and be there to work on building what we wanted to build. So I rented it in January. And then we never opened until August
Wow.
because it took me that long to put everything together. It was literally piece by piece. Like
Yeah.
we literally would get a table one week and a chair the next week, and we're trying to find as many things as possible.
Right.
And so we literally pieced it together, and then we opened. And I still dog train upstairs,
Amazing.
so I can make some more money. And because technically right now there are no paid staff at the cafe, including me. So I make my money dog training.
Yeah.
And then I can dedicate the rest of my time to being at the cafe.
Right.
So it's kind of perfect.
It's a win-win.
Yes.
And I did see the space upstairs.
Yeah.
You are offering it for workshops.
Yes.
Or it's a pretty open space.
It is. It's a great space. Yeah.
Be a great moms and tots space.
I agree.
Yeah. Even for people with diverse abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also rent out the cafe space too when we're not open. So we have somebody who's renting it on Tuesday evenings to create an art program, which I'm so excited about for her. So it's a great space in general. It really is.
Yeah. It when you come in, you're like, okay, I don't know where to go. And then you have your signage up. So you go left. Go left to the cafe.
Yes, left in. Yeah. But I think the challenges were mostly time juggling and money.
Yeah.
It's like how we're going to afford to put all this together, and how am I going to juggle my time between, my home, Anakin, my dog, and then everyone else's dogs. Absolutely. And then my daughter and my granddaughter. So it has been and continues to be quite a time juggle act. But we're finding our way through, and each day is different, and we just take it day by day.
I love it.
Yeah.
But there was obviously some challenging times in the morning. In the beginning. So where did you feel the most uncertain, or what was the hardest part of starting everything?
I think was showing the community what we do, and helping them to be invested in what we do, invested enough to say, this is my new coffee place.
Right.
I used to be a Timmy's goer, die-hard Timmy's goer for like 30 years. Oh my goodness. So I get it. Coffee is a culture, and to convince people to go somewhere else for coffee is very difficult. Yeah. And we're still finding that a difficult thing. And then also the community, the demographic of people with diverse abilities. Most of them have trauma, societal trauma. They have gone into places before and been rejected, or laughed at, or told to leave, or made to feel like they don't belong. So there's some big trauma there. Do they want to try yet another place to be rejected?
Right.
Are they actually going to feel like they belong? Is this place really going to fit their needs? Is it going to be too loud? Is there going to be too many people?
Right.
So even the demographic that we are so desperately trying to help has reservations, and with good reason.
Yeah.
That trauma response is pretty strong, as makes sense.
Yeah. Because even just kids that have been bullied, or anything for any reason, it does change your perception of the world.
Very much.
Which is why this is so beautiful to have that. Even if people are trepidatious, they just come in, scope it out, take your coffee to go. Just come in, poke your head in, see what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just encouraging people to get in there.
It is. And we're still dealing with that, convincing people, if you're going to spend how much ever money a week that you spend on coffee, why not do it at a place that's literally changing lives?
Yeah. And giving, and completely community oriented.
Yes. 100%.
Which we love that at Valley FM Community Radio.
Exactly.
Community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So tell us a little more then about the cafe to draw these wonderful listeners in.
Yeah.
What happens inside that space on a typical day?
Oh my gosh, there's never a typical day. We'll start there. Honestly, it's my second home. I absolutely love it. I walk in the door and I feel instantly at peace and so happy and so excited to be there. And I know a lot of other people feel that way too. So for me, it's magical, so I feel that magic, and I hope other people feel that magic too, but I certainly do. And when we first started, we thought, oh my gosh, one of the things in the nonprofit world is you never have volunteers. Never.
Really? Why?
I think It's just like I've worked in nonprofit for so many years. It's just hard to find volunteers. We do not have that problem. We have 18 volunteers in total.
Oh my goodness.
And more coming.
Okay.
And the reason why we do is because we have a special setup called the Create a Role. So we don't do job interviews. We don't have a job description.
Okay.
So you come in, you tell us what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and you do it.
Amazing.
So you pick your day, you pick your times, you pick the skills. If you want to work the till and never make a drink, work the till and never make a drink. If you want to be the person who opens the fridge to get the milk, be the person that opens the fridge and gets the milk.
Anything goes.
There's no pressure. We also have, which most people find quite unique, is a staff first policy. So we do not have a customer first policy. Sorry, customers. It is staff first. So in other words, if it takes that staff 11 minutes to make a coffee, I will give the customer directions to Tim Hortons if they can't wait.
Right.
Because they're learning.
Yeah.
Those 11 minutes are crucial for our volunteers. And it is not going to be where they're staring at this angry face across the counter. That's not going to happen there, and it doesn't happen there. Everyone takes their time, zero pressure. If they start to make a drink and get overwhelmed, they simply put their hands up, walk away, and somebody else steps in.
Right.
And that's the way we do things.
Yeah. And I would imagine with some routine and some familiar faces and more safety as they keep showing up, and that is a good thing to let listeners know. Have a little grace.
Yeah.
Right? Like have a little grace.
These most amazing people are coming, like I said, from a position of trauma, from a society that consistently undervalues them and dismisses them and really doesn't believe in them. And here they are showing up. Yeah. Volunteering.
And you can get snacks there too.
Yes.
Can you not? So
the brownies are amazing.
Yeah.
It's so hard to be with those brownies every day.
Yeah, you're very petite. That's shocking.
I love the brownies.
The brownies.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So any given day we have volunteers. There are the most amazing group of people I've ever worked with in my entire life. I could go on for days about each one of them, but they're wonderful.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it is learning, lots of laughter. I make a mess every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day. We often have some activity happening. So for example, today is Thursday. We have a group 12 to 3. They come do crafts. Today is painting, St. Patty's Day decorations. And then they were playing Magic the Gathering when I left, and they also want to play Yahtzee. So at any given time, something is happening, whether it's painting, crocheting, playing Magic, playing D&D. A couple of days out of every week, there are activities. And then people will randomly show up and say, hey, do you want a game of Magic? And it's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So it's very free, very open, very crafty. And so at any given day, we're doing something. And today we had some of our artists stop in. So we have 16 artists. Whatever they make, depends, some paint, some crochet. They sell and showcase their art through the cafe. We do not take a commission. They get every cent they sell their items for. We advertise for them, we facilitate the sales, and we make it happen. Amazing. So they don't have the stress of trying to do that.
Yeah.
So a couple of our artists stop in. Today we had a lovely chat for an hour, and then they brought some more paintings, which are stunning.
Yeah. You do have dog things there too, or
we do. Yes. Yes. The Pup N Cup theme. Yeah. I do sell dog training items. I only sell what I use though.
Yeah.
So it's very specific. I do not sell anything that I haven't personally tried, tested, and true with dogs. And I am a force-free trainer, so I don't use any aversive tools at all. So if that's what you want, don't come to me, because it will not help you find an aversive tool.
Right.
But I can speak to every item I have.
Amazing.
And tell you what to do with it. So, yeah.
So many good things going on there.
I know, right?
Because I love the good feel-good stories. Yeah. So what have you seen happen for the volunteers with diverse abilities who participate there? Not just volunteer there, but the people that come in, like, I have my own ideas, but you tell me.
Yeah. Oh boy, so many stories.
Yeah.
To sum it up, we've had some volunteers come learn skills, and now they've gone and got a job.
Amazing.
3 in particular. And we've had some volunteers who have come and said, I'll do an hour once a week. And that's all I think I can handle. And they come every day
Yeah.
for 8 hours or more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've grown in skills. A lot of them want to stay. They don't want to move on to get a job. They're waiting for us to make enough money for them to have a job, which is our next goal.
Yes.
And that's great. I'd hire every single one of them. They are incredible people. And we've had some find housing. We've had some complete applications that have resulted in some amazing changes in their lives. We've had friendships. The friendships that have developed is absolutely these natural supports. So these people are getting together outside of the cafe because they found kindred spirits.
Yes.
They found people that understand. They found people who want to support them. I
mean, that in itself, right? Just finding your place.
Yes.
Finding your little group.
Exactly.
We all want to belong.
Yes.
And that's what strikes me. And that's what I was sort of thinking. I was wondering, like, is the confidence growing? Is the friendships growing? Like,
it is.
Because out of that, those are our core needs.
Yes.
We need that.
Oh, yes. Right? When you talk about foundational needs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to not have had that.
Yeah.
You know, let's just, I'm imagining, you know, a teenager or early young 20s, and to not have found your place, it would be quite something.
Yeah. It's pretty huge. There's been some other situations, like the details I can't really speak about, but I can say that lives literally have been saved since we opened. So that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I can see it on your face. You know, this is definitely your thing.
It's kind of fabulous.
I won't lie. Awesome.
Yeah. Most days I feel like the luckiest person on earth. First, I get to be Anakin's mom. And then my other 3 kids are as amazing. But then this place. Yeah. This place, you know, that we've.
Do you feel like that's what you're here to do?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe I was here to do everything. But, you know.
Yeah, because by my estimation, you've done a startup, you've had a career, you're a dog trainer, you're an advocate for people with diverse abilities, you're creating culture. I mean, my goodness, you're a woman with many hats.
Oh, yes, there's a lot of hats. There's a lot of hats. We just said that, me and Gwendolyn, one of my star volunteers, we were just talking about wearing hats the other day.
Yeah,
there's a lot of hats to wear.
A lot of them. Don't even put them up. You need a new shelf.
Yes.
Your organization is also working to change how employers think about hiring people with diverse abilities.
Yeah.
So what do you wish more employers understood?
You know, that's a tough one, because first off, I would like them to change their mindset that there's a difference between a regular employee and a employee with diverse abilities. Aren't they all just employees? Doesn't everyone come with a need? Whether it's a single mom who may need some leeway because her babysitter got sick and didn't show up on time, or a person who has autism who needs a little bit more processing time before they start shift. Why these 2 demographics of people are really just kind of labeled is the first issue. We need to just think this is a potential volunteer, all employees have needs.
Yes.
So then it's, how do we meet those needs? Is it really as big of an ordeal as what we think it is? Well, no, I can speak to that right off the bat. Of course it isn't. I live it every day at the cafe. And just having a little bit more flexibility, you know, and less pressure. Why are mistakes something that's written up versus a way for people to learn and grow?
Yeah, because people stick around if they're given the opportunity to course correct.
We're living proof of that.
Yeah, I think as humans, we're living proof of that. I've said it so many times, it's that fail forward faster. Like, you have to make the mistakes in order to get the experience and expertise. And, you know, in the regular culture of Vernon, BC, you know, it's that, do you have 10,000 hours to make you an expert in something? You know, so give people the grace to learn. whatever that
Yes.
looks like.
Exactly. And the
Yeah.
support to learn.
Yes.
You know, for example, Anakin is legally blind. So using a POS system is very challenging for him because he can't read it.
Right.
So we go on to Square, oh, they don't have any accessibility features. Well, of course they don't. So let's look at the tablet, the iPad. Yeah, it does have some decent accessibility. It's not awesome. It's workable. So now he's completely independent on the POS and
Very
has
good.
very limited vision.
Yeah.
You know, so, but all it took was changing the font size and a couple of other things. And now he can do something that most people would say, oh, he can't do that. He's blind. How is he going to do that? Well, he does it, you know, every day.
I just watched something on this athlete. She was a little Romanian athlete, gymnast that won the Olympics, and her daughter had been given up for adoption. She had no legs, but she went on. Both of them went on to be like extremely amazing competitors, you know. But just giving people a chance, and understanding that if they don't show up all bubbly and perky and you know gung ho, because they're coming in cautiously, will they be accepted? You know, which as I'm saying that, I'm like, which is literally no different than anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't, who walks into a job or puts in an application and feels like, oh, I have got this job nailed, you know?
Yes, exactly. And I mean, this demographic in particular the systems have failed them for so many years. Why would they believe this is any different?
Right.
You know? But hey, they're showing up to try it.
Yeah.
That's more than a lot of people do.
No kidding.
You know, like I think about one of our volunteers, Gwendolyn. She graduated with her bookkeeping certificate, and she was very scared that she was not going to get a job because she has a lot of chronic illnesses and autism, and she thought, I'm not going to find my place. And then she came to us, and now she is like, she is a powerhouse. Oh my goodness, this woman blows my mind, the things that she can do. And we talked about it one day, and she said, well, I feel safe here. So I feel like I can do whatever I need to do. And I was like, that's amazing.
Create a safe culture.
And here she is able to shine, not only shine, but just blow people away at the things that she can perform in a day.
Just people underestimating.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if she had gone somewhere else, would she have gotten that?
Right.
But other employers could have given her that. I'm not any more special than anyone else. I am just a human being with a desire to help humans.
Right.
So if other employers were also human beings with a desire to help humans, they could give her the exact thing I did.
And probably have an employee, a loyal employee for life.
Absolutely. One that would go above and beyond.
Yeah.
So, you know, I didn't do anything special. All I did was believe.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think that is pretty special. I'll give you that credit. I think it is pretty wonderful. I think, you know, when you're called to something and you follow that calling, however it looks, you may not know you're getting there because the path can be pretty windy, but it is pretty remarkable. I mean, I don't want to downplay how special that really is to our community and to all the lives that you've touched. You know, we talk legacy, you know, you get to our midlife and that is a pretty powerful legacy for people to say, she did something just a little different.
Well, it's we did. I didn't do anything on my own. It was everyone.
Right.
It's everyone who's come along, all of the volunteers. It's one of our customers who came from the day after we opened every day until a month and a half later. She's like, I'd like to volunteer now. And then she's there every day.
Awesome.
It's her, and it's all of them. It's every single one of them that come that have created this and keep it going. It's Charity smiling before she left today and say, oh, I guess I'll see you Tuesday. She can't come in on the weekends.
Right.
It's the fact that she's going to miss being there.
Right.
And we're going to miss her being there until Tuesday. It's all of those interactions. It's all of those people that make this space. Yeah, it's great.
So special. Well, we are cruising up to time, but I have one last, my signature question.
Oh, I like it.
After everything life has taught you along the way, what does living happy on purpose mean to you today?
Oh, my goodness. It's understanding and respecting the negative things in your life, but knowing that you have purpose and you can do just about anything you set your mind to, regardless of what those negative things are. It's saying, I have this life, so let's do it. Who can I help today? What can I do today to make the world a better place? Maybe that just means getting up and hugging your kid. Maybe, it could be anything. Maybe starting a nonprofit and trying to change the world.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Start with the community you live in and go from there.
Exactly.
I do think, there is something really powerful when it's scaled down. People like to think they're going to be these big influencers or whatever. Start with your own community. I think you reap the rewards tenfold when it's community.
I agree. I agree. These are your neighbors. These are the people that exist along with you in the same area and attend the same stores and talk to the same checkout people, These are your people. So start there.
There.
And who knows, by the end, you might have 10 other people who are joining you and, what you want to influence.
And all of a sudden you've got a cause and away you go.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it happens so organically.
It can and it should. I agree, it should. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why doesn't it happen that way?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap up, although I sense we could sit here for another hour.
So too. I agree.
All right, listeners. Elizabeth Eckert is the Executive Director of the Diversity Den Society and the heart behind the community space and program called Pup N Cup Cafe. Through creativity, connection, and opportunity, their work is helping people with diverse abilities be seen for what they truly bring to the world. Boy, you could feel that in the interview. If you'd like to learn more about their programs, support their mission, or visit the cafe, you can find them online at diversityden.ca and pupncup.ca. Elizabeth, thank you so much for the work that you're doing, and thank you for sharing your story with us today.
Thank you.
And to everyone listening, thanks for spending this time with us. Until next time, keep noticing the good around you and keep living happy on purpose.